Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi.
Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And Mamdani in a moment in Washington, the nation's capital, reportedly for a meeting with President Trump, but the meeting is not on Mamdani's schedule. In fact, he does not have a public schedule for today. We'll get to Mamdani and the NYPD, oh boy, in just a moment. Returning home with Olympic gold, Jack Hughes gets a great welcome back last night from his team, the New Jersey Devils in Newark. And seconds later, Democrat Governor Mikey Sherrill, well, it didn't go so great for her.
Partner David and Allison Blitzer, and New Jersey Governor Mikey Sherrill, and First Gentleman Jason Haber.
Loud boo for the governor of New Jersey from the collective crowd. But our top story, children, Mr. Mayor, who threw snowballs and chunks of ice at NYPD officers. Well, the indifference from Mamdani, maybe he said children because Mamdani is only 7 years older than the first suspect in custody today. And of course, the suspect has a rap sheet. That's why I called them savages on day one as soon as I heard about this incident. And so he has a rap sheet. And let's start with, how did we get to this point? This from WCBS TV Channel 2 with the furious president of the PBA.
We're looking at video of police officers being pelted by snowballs after they responded to multiple 911 calls of disorderly groups in Washington Square Park.
It wasn't a joke. It wasn't a game. It was a vicious attack, an assault on two New York City police officers that landed them in the hospital.
The mayor needs to come out and condemn this. He needs to say that this is wrong. Right now, he's sending a horrible message.
And what did Mamdani do? 2 days in a row, Mamdani doubled down.
So, Mr. Mayor, are you willing to revise your statement regarding the snowball fight, given that this was not exactly a friendly back-and-forth snowball fight? The police that were there were not throwing any snowballs. They were getting pelted themselves. And number two, have you considered, or would you consider banning these crowdsourcing events, because they can and sometimes do get out of hand?
So I'm not going to be banning snowball fights or organized snowball fights. I've shared my thoughts with New Yorkers, and I continue to believe that what we are seeing in this response to this winter blizzard from the city workers as a whole, and that includes the hardworking men and women of the NYPD, is part of why the city's getting back on its feet, and I'm appreciative of that work.
So that's your mayor. And I'll just say this. So when the police were forced to shoot the schizophrenic man and the man lived, Mamdani ran to the hospital to visit the man and say he should not face charges, and did not visit the police officers. So we have 2 officers that were sent to the hospital with lacerations. Where were you, Mr. Mayor? Did you go visit those officers? Absolutely not. You know why? Because he's anti-police. So this clown that has been arrested, 27 years old, arrested for attempted robbery just weeks ago. I know this doesn't surprise you. It shouldn't surprise anyone. Arrested for attempted robbery in my neck of the woods where I grew up at, but in a Bronx subway station, again, less than 3 weeks ago. Now, he's one of 4 suspects that was pictured, that is, in surveillance photos released by the NYPD after all of this came forward. And the NYPD is praising the NYPD police PBA is praising the arrest, and at the same time took a swipe at Mamdani, who again portrayed this as a group of kids goofing off. The PBA, the union, posting on X, quote, "A 27-year-old is not a kid." And so again, at a Fordham train station, literally where I used to live at growing up in the Bronx, this guy apparently on February 6th stormed up to a strap hanger and demanded, "Run everything in your pockets." Translation, give me everything you've got. Going on to say, you don't want this to get physical. He was arrested and charged with attempted robbery, attempted petty larceny, and harassment, the court documents show. You cannot make this up. So, Mr. Mayor, a group of kids, huh? Folks, you know what time it is. He was minimizing it because he doesn't want it to be an issue. He's anti-police. And so he has no public schedule today. And already he's, I don't know if I should say breaking the rules, but you have an apparent meeting with the President of the United States, and we don't know anything about it. You just don't have any public schedule today. And you're seen on the back of a flight. At least he didn't fly first class. I guess he was trying to go incognito with a hat on, trying to get to D.C. Without being noticed. But guess what, Mr. Mayor? You have been noticed.
That's a wrap for this minicast. Everything you need to know in 10 minutes or less. Short, sharp, and straight to the point. Don't forget to follow, rate, and share with your friends. For more bite-sized takes, go to WABCRadio.com/minicast and download the 77 WABC app. See you next time for a new episode. Stay curious, stay sharp, and keep the conversation going so you never have to wonder,
What the heck is going on here? Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our country has to offer, especially health care. Across every state, every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.